and gentlemen, welcome, and thanks for coming along this evening. Please welcome to the stage a lady who's far too funny to be opening for Bruce Fumi. Big, loud Perthshire welcome for Jenny Collier, ladies and gentlemen.
What a lovely welcome. Hi, Perth. Hi. It's lovely to be here. It's my first time in Perth. It's lovely to be here. I've been to Edinburgh a few times. I went to the Edinburgh Festival. Oh. Okay, so that's the gauge of the room. Fuck Edinburgh. I've come a few years for the Fringe Festival, but I've picked up a bit of the Scottish language when I've been here, because I was on a bus last year and I sneezed 3 times, and 5 separate people said bless you to me in Scottish. So now I know that Scottish for bless you is for fuck's sake. It's really nice. I'm obviously not from around here, I'm from Wales. Have you got any Welsh in? Standard response, just perfect silence and then laughter at the existence of Welsh people. I'm from a little rural North Welsh village which is called, well, it's spelt Dainiolen, but it's pronounced fuck off back to England, yeah. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, they won the rugby the day.
I know, come on, yeah. Hi guys, why are you late? Children, oh, just squeeze one out. Lovely to have you here, thanks for coming. So I'm just telling everybody that I'm a Welsh woman, but I don't really sound very Welsh, but that's because my dad's English, so I'm kind of Welsh light. Diet Welsh. I can't believe it's not English. I'm diet Welsh, which means I enjoy the rugby, but I've never actually been in a sheep. My mum's from Swansea, so she's got the lovely Gavin and Stacey sort of accent and all like that. Whenever she gets stuff wrong, her accent just makes it all the more poetic. So she's really supportive me doing stand-up. She's like, why don't you get a video? What him to? You never know, I might go bacterial. And my dad, right, he falls asleep just with the drop of a hat, right, and go to sleep whenever. My mum goes, oh, he's a bloody necrophiliac, him. My favourite one that she did, she went to an antiques fair with my sister, and she wanted to tell me this real treasure trove, a real little Aladdin's cave. But what she actually said was, oh, it was lovely, a proper little glory hole. Grim. But I think most people, when they think about Wales, they think of the lovely gentle, the kind of friendly, sort of sing-song accent like that, don't they? Where I'm from, up in the north, it's much more harsh and abrupt. Someone in the throat like that is horrible. They used to say quite abrupt things in school, like I would say, what time is it? And they'd say, time for 1 o'clock and watch, yeah. And I've never had the accent because of my dad being English, so I've always had this sort of nowhere voice. And I recently got a voiceover agent, right, and I was in the studio, and this is what I had to record. With more new ways to meet people this summer, isn't it time you join Match.com? Thank you. Which I thought was alright, right, but the director goes, can you just like Welsh it up a bit? So I was like, okay. That's more new ways to meet your big boy summer. Does this have me on a fucking watch? It's not the same, is it? But I'm trying to relearn a bit of the Welsh language as well, because I learned it at school, but I've forgotten quite a lot of it now. So there's some really easy words in Welsh, like panini. That's panini. Anybody know what microwave is in Welsh? Oh, a few of you, that's like a little choir. It is poverty pig, yeah, that's correct. Right, a lot of people think that's because a microwave goes poverty pig, but it isn't. It actually translates literally as pig bakery. Oh. Anybody know what jellyfish is in Welsh? Oh, that's what 3-year-olds call it, yeah. I'll tell you what it is, it's a bit rude, okay, brace yourselves. Sglefrod Môr translates literally as cunt of the ocean. It's a beautiful language. So glad you guys are cool. Sometimes people could be a bit funny about the cunt word, but I've heard up in Edinburgh it's like a nice word. I don't know. There's so many like audiences that get a bit cross about the C word, but I like to drop one in early doors and sort of see how you all are. Test the water. Call that a cunt canary. Little mining joke somewhere. Good old Wales. But the STI clinic where I grew up, that's now turned into a bar. Not because I left. They just decided to turn it into a bar. It's called a clinic bar. That means a clinic bar. They sell STI-themed cocktails. Can't write that shit. So we've got espresso martinis, penile coladas, and then Bloody Mary's just the same. Oh, dirty. And on the booze tonight, you boozing?
No.
Oh my god, are you Quakers? I was just like, nobody said anything apart from one person going, no. Really? Is nobody boozing? You know who's boozing? I can see a beard. One beard. Good on you, lad. No one else is boozing? Oh, you are. Okay, you're just fucking with me. Let's tease the Welsh girl. No, good on you, a couple of boozers on a nice Saturday night. I tried to be a bit good last year. I did Sober October. Thanks for your support. I didn't collect sponsorship or anything because I kept getting hammered. But there are lots of these months, aren't there? We try to do something healthy, like just for 1 month. So does anybody know about veganuary? Nobody's fans of it. No, I did it last year because I was dating a vegan man, right? So I wanted to do everything that he did. So I didn't eat any meat or dairy, and I only ate like pulses and lentils and stuff. And he really appreciated it. He said, God, I love how keen you are. What? When I thought of that joke, I didn't sleep that night. I had tears in my eyes. I was like, this is going to change my life. Little pun about quinoa. Don't you all got it, you just hated it. That's fine. Some people say it's pronounced quinoa, some people say it's quinoa. It's actually pronounced pretentious wanker. There's another one of these months, I don't know if everyone knows about this one, it's a thing called Fanuary. Everybody want to shout out what I think Fanuary is? Oh my god, just loads of people go, what? I asked this at a gig recently, I said, does anyone know what Fanuary is? And somebody goes, is it getting you funny out? I was like, no, that doesn't take a month. Fanuary is where women are encouraged to grow their mouth hair for January. Right, I don't know what that one's for, presumably it's to raise awareness for endangered beavers. I don't know. But I did some gigs out in Australia and I told them about Fanuary. And one lady in the audience goes, hey, that's really dangerous. And I was like, what do you mean? And she goes, it's really hot here in January. So I don't know if she meant like bushfires. But as if we need a month to tell us when we're allowed to grow like a bit of our hair, I reckon we should all just be free to grow all our hair all the time. Who's with me? Yay!
No.
What was that?
Stuff the beaver.
Oh my god. I didn't realise you said stuff the beaver. Enchanté. Okay, so few of you are with me with the growing it all the time, right? This is what I reckon we should have done, right? We should have started off this year with just like January. Yeah? Just grow everything. Then we should do February. Similar. March hair. April. Just grow all your body hairs from in April. It gets even harder in May. May, I tell you, I'm covered in hair. June, I'm a hairy woman. July, hairy women. And then August could just be like, August. But because some guys do a bit of topiary as well, don't they? But what idiot called it a gentleman's wax and not Brazil nut? Oh, little pop quiz. What's the painfulest hair to pull out of the human body?
Nose.
No, nose, that's a good guess. Yeah, there's always tears, aren't there? There is a painfuller one. So what did you say, bumhole? Again, enchanted. I'll tell you what I reckon the painfulest one is, because we haven't got time. It's your toe toupee. You got a little tuft on your big toe. Mine looks like Homer Simpson because it's just got the two hairs. So I was like, I'm not having that. And then you think, because it's so far away, they won't hurt. Oh, my science. I'm not a doctor, but that is the only hair in the human body that's actually attached to the soul. But it's also attached to the bone because when you pull it a little bit, jelly comes with it. Sometimes when I get people to guess the painfulest hair, sometimes people say nipple hair. That's a really annoying one, isn't it? Because you pull it, it just snaps off, you don't get the whole thing. I've heard. Come on, we've all been there. On our way back from Tinder dates at 9:30 at night going, I can't believe I plucked my tits for that. I love it when there's like women laughing and guys just being like, absolutely not. I'm not taking you on this. There's a couple of reasons I reckon it's good to have a bit of hair, right? The first one is it gives you like an extra sense. Because you know how cats are very hirsute? And so they'll do that thing where they'll be like, there's going to be a murder. Like they know stuff in advance. Well, I had a similar thing recently, right? I could tell there was going to be a storm because I could feel it in my tash. It's handy, and I used to bring a brolly. And then the other reason it's good to have a bit of hair, so somebody mentioned nose hair before, we all know that's good because it filters out germs as we breathe, so it's good for us. In the same way, if you've got a bit of a bush on the go, what that does is it filters out the dickheads. Yes, it does. Do you know what else it filters out? Paedophiles. I love that delay at all. I'm not sure whether to be offended on behalf of paedophiles. Paedofilter. Oh, it's my job to think of words like paedofilter. That's weird, isn't it? I used to do other proper jobs before I did this. I used to work in a bathroom showroom in Knightsbridge, right? It's really fucking posh. I say bathroom because I'm from Wales, but everybody there would say bathroom. Right, so I had to change the way that I spoke to fit in, but I don't know all the words that you can do that with. But clients would come in and I'd say, would you like to have a look at the freestanding glass cabinet? Might not march the rest of your bathroom. Essentially I sound like a wanker. It was so posh, right? Guess how much a bob brush holder cost? I'll give you a clue, it's made of barrage. Any guesses? I'll tell you, £900. £900 for a bob brush holder. They're going to be making weak poo tea in there. Okay, guess how much one tap cost? Sorry, tarp. Nobody wants to guess. Okay, I'll tell you, 12k. 12 grand for one tap, but it didn't even say hot or cold on it. All the clients that came in were all like super posh and all had everything to the highest spec in their houses, right? We had one lady come in. She goes, yeah, I've got this thing in my house where you flick a switch in the hall and it makes a hologram of a butterfly flap along beside you down the hall. Are you physically fucking my ass? I didn't say that to her. I said, oh my god, samesies. Except mine's a bit different, because what mine is you flick a light switch in the hall and mice just scatter. So I didn't stay there too long. I worked in a call centre as well. I worked in a call centre in Newcastle, fixing broadband. Right, and I've never understood what broadband is. What is broadband? Exactly, no one knows. So I couldn't figure out how I managed to keep my job there for so long until one day my boss takes us all to one side and he goes, right, you all need to work on your customer service skills, okay? Because little Jelly here is about as technical as a ferret. but she's got a voice like a sex chat line, so it's R-read. Profesh. So I had to start using it to my advantage, so I'd be like, have you tried turning it off and turning it on again? Okay, it still doesn't work. Okay, well, I'm going to send a man round to your house, and he's going to come inside, and he's going to fix it for you. If the problem is at your end, it'll be £200. Sorry, thanks, sorry, bye. And like, no one I worked with knew how to fix broadband, so they all just had great fob-offs just to get people off the phone. And these are some of my favourites. Have you made sure your fridge door is closed? Does that affect the Wi-Fi? Make sure you've got no open cans of lilt in the house. And no foil in your ashtrays. My favourite one, you have to hand it to them, the best one is this one. Okay, basically, what it is, right? You're on the phone now. So that's clogging up the line. Once you hung up, that'll be reached. Very fast turnover of staff there it was. But I quit my day job quite a long time ago, but recently my neighbour has just started learning to play the trumpet, right? And I spend a lot of time during the day in the house by myself. My neighbour's playing the trumpet. But they're just like learning, so they can't play any tunes yet. It's just like the odd melancholy note. Because I'm spending all this time by myself in the house. It's like, every move I make, I just feel like a sad elephant. Folding clothes, and it's like... Laughing at my loneliness there, thank you. I talk a lot about being kind of lonely in my set, and I'm also single. And quite often men will come up to me at the end of gigs, usually quite unattractive men. And they'll be like, oh, so you're looking for a man? Well, go on then, I'll have your number. So I just want to say, right here and now, just to save anybody the time or humiliation, 07789. Not one person's writing, oh! With his wife, thank you. I love being a comedian, but it can sometimes be a bit lonely. I'll tell you about a thing that happened to me recently, right? I was doing a gig up in Durham, and I'd driven all the way from London, so it was 5 hours, so I was knackered. So I thought, oh, before the show, I'll have a little lie down in my hotel room before the show. So I go into my hotel room by myself, and then I can hear straight away the couple in the room next door to me are boning, right? And they're really flipping going for it. They're not being vocal, they're just at it. And I was like, God, shut up! 4. God, I wish they'd shut up. 4. Do you know what I'm saying? Got a bit swept up in it all. Okay, I had a wank. And we all finished about the same time. So I was like, oh my God, we've made a great threesome. But then later to go to my gig, I had to go past their room to leave the hotel. But as I look up at what I thought was their room, I saw it was just a laundry. Was this the washing machine hitting the wall? I wish that wasn't true. I've been single for a really long old time. And, I've got a few theories about why I'm single. So first of all, I think I share a bit too much. Yeah. I got a first date. I might go to the loo and then come back and say, I'm sorry I took so long. There was a queue in my bowel. Sometimes I'll just cut out the middleman and say, dropped a dress size. It's not very feminine, like even if I'm just going for a slash. I'll say, to my date, I'll say, oh, where's the shitter? And they'll say, what? I'll say, sorry, where's the ladies? Shitter. Another reason for my singledom might be the fact that the only bras that truly fit me have got Disney characters on them. So if I were a grown-up's bra or lingerie, I look like I'm wearing some kind of elaborate waistcoat. I'll quickly talk you through my bra size. 36 double A. Oh my god, that was a sad... Anyone who's not familiar with 36 double A, right? 36, that's the circumference of the back, right? That's the biggest one you can get for my cup size. Sometimes I've got a big old back. Big back. More action going at the back. At the front, then the cup size, that's the letters. So double F means a bit bigger than F. Double G means a bit bigger than G. A is the only one. A double means smaller. So just think of an A, just think a little bit off. Flat, no, a little bit flatter. The concave twins. You couldn't motorboat these. The verb would be to raft. It's just gone a bit sad now, hasn't it? I said to my last boyfriend, I said, if I was an animal, what animal would I be? And he said, you'd be a Labrador. I said, oh, Zach, I'm your best friend. I'm loyal, you find me cute, I'm energetic. And he said, no, it's because you always stare at my food until I share it with you. And sometimes you fart yourself awake. So I pissed on his trainers and went for a walk. I'm just kidding, I've never had a boyfriend. Actually, no, I dated somebody last year, but it was really weird because he just refused to fart in front of me. He said, I would hold it in until it hurt. I'm sure that's a Justin Bieber song. But like, I fart in front of people. I think it's only natural. I think the worst thing you can do if you fart in front of somebody is just to not mention it. Because then it looks like you don't know that you did it. Like you've just got a gaping windsock of a bum that you're not in control of. So I like to do little tricks. Just to show that I know it's coming and I'm cool with it. So feel free to take these tricks away and use them. That wasn't me wafting. So is everybody familiar with pull my finger? A little bit solemn nod. Anyone who's not sure, right, it's when you've got a guff in the bay. Which is also a Dylan Thomas poem. Ah. And then you offer your finger to a friend, and then they pull it, and then that deploys it for you. Right, but I think I do pull my finger a bit too much, right? Because I was at a music festival last summer. I was sat on the ground. Two of my friends helped me up by pulling my arms. Nearly shot myself. You gotta be careful. But there's some other tricks you can do. You go like this, you go, hey, what's that noise? You wait till everyone's perfectly silent. Let's do this one. Thank you, sir. I'm assuming it was a man. There's one other one you can do, but weather conditions have to be perfect for this one. So you know when there's an electrical storm and the lightning happens and everyone's counting to see how far away the storm is? So everyone's like 1, 2, 3, and you're like, it's in the next village. I think that's how I know I found the one. So I mean somebody's got tricks like that as well. Add to my arsenal. God. Okay. Before I go, I'll quickly tell you about the worst farts that ever happened to me. You're welcome in advance. So what happened was, I was on holiday with my family, right? It was me, my 2 sisters, their boyfriends, and my parents. And we're playing a board game in pairs. I was with the dog. Thanks. And I bent over to roll the dice, and there was just this sound, which was just like... Right, my 2 sisters are looking at me, they can kind of tell there's something wrong. But their boyfriends are just like, it's just Jenny, she's just disgusting. But my sisters, they can see in my eyes that something unexpected has happened. That I've been spooked. So I had to tell them, so I said to them in Welsh so their boyfriends wouldn't understand. I said, my heart wedi dod allan o'r benol bank. Which means, that one came out of my pink bum. Never had that reaction to that. I love that it's not just your faces I'm talking to. Every hole is listening. Just get it out. You can't, can you? He wants my number, he wants me to make him shit. Oh, I love it. When me and my sisters were little, we used to call farts mice. Because it's like, oh, there's a mouse on the loose. Then as we got a bit older, like teenagers, but it's a bit more like a cat. It's like, oh. But now we're adults, it's more like a horse pulling its hoof out of a swamp. I can't get a boyfriend, it's really weird. Got a little bit of time left to tell you a story. If some of you are a bit feeling hard done to, that wasn't a shitting myself story. It's funny. Yeah. I'll tell you one last little story. That happened to me quite recently, right? I think a problem shared is a problem halved, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to share it with you. I did this recently. I made, do you know, like a catcher's mitt in baseball? Do you know what that is? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I made one of those out of newspaper, and I did a poo in it. Why is that asking why? Why, thank you. It's really cool. That sounds like a normal thing to do. I'll tell you why I did it. So I've not been very well recently. I get this thing where I get really bad heartburn, hiccups and indigestion. And so I went to the doctor about it, and he goes, right, we're going to get to the bottom of this. And he says, have you ever done a poo sample? And I said, yes, I have, years ago. And then he asked me a few more questions, and then he gives me a little pot. And he goes, right, do me a sample, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. So I was like, cool. But I think he thought because I'd done a poo sample in my life, I could remember how to get it. But I couldn't remember how to get it. So I had to Google how to gather the feed sheet. And what Google says you're meant to do is get a load of newspaper and put it across the whole toilet seat, right, covering the whole thing. Or cling film. Like you're doing a prank on yourself. And I don't know what kind of superhuman can do a poo without a wee. But not me. Wee without poo, easy. Poo without a wee, impossible. And so I didn't want to be dealing with this like aquarium of filth. So I thought, right, I'll heed what they've said about the newspaper. So I'll go and I'll go and do the wee, then have the newspaper here ready, and then when it comes, I'll quickly grab it. But I was on a really tight time frame. I was like, I don't even know if I've got one brewing, but I have to try. And I'm at home now, and if I don't do it now, I'm not going to get a chance. So I was like, right, it's going to be like barely anything, like a couple of conkers max. But I've got to try. So I go to the loo, do it, and then a wee, and then I can feel something like, okay, it's happening. So I get the newspaper into a quick knit start. Guys, I'm not joking when I say it's the biggest poo I've ever done. Oh my god. It just kept coming. I had to switch from underarm to overarm to keep getting it. I had to cradle it out. I didn't want to snap it off in case it's like an umbilical cord and you die. It goes on for ages. Eventually it's over and I've got this giant poo. And I told my friend about it afterwards and she said, did they want the whole poo? It would have made my life a lot easier if they had wanted the whole poo. Because then I could have just wrapped the newspaper around it and handed them like a fish and chip. But they didn't want that, they only wanted a small amount. And now the lid of the jar is supposed to have a little poo spoon as part of it. But it didn't have one, and I'd foreseen this. So I got a bit of the cardboard from the box of my nasal spray, because I've got something else wrong with me as well. And so I used that as a little chopper to get a bit off the main unit. So I used that, I chopped a little bit off, put that in the jar, I put the rest of the poo down the loo, I put the newspaper in the recycling. I hope they're okay. So I do the jar up, I put the jar into the see-through Ziploc bag that the doctor's given me, but I don't like that because you can still see it. So I thought, right, I'll put it in a paper envelope to hide my shame. So I put it in a paper envelope, seal that up. Luckily it's not one of those ones. Then I get the form that the doctor gave me with it, which was like a barcode, it's got sticky labels, so I wrap that around it as well, stick that down, so it's all done up now, like a terrible pass the parcel. And I go to the doctor and be like, hi, I've got the sample, and they're like, yeah, that's fine, just pop it in the tray there. So, okay, thanks, sorry. And as I place it in the tray, my eye rests on the form for the first time, and it says, urine sample? They only wanted a wee. That's why there wasn't a spoon. And I was like, I can't take it back. They don't think I'm taking the piss. That's just a bonus pun. This is happening. And so I just have to leave it with them and walk away. And I could just imagine them in the lab opening it and just being like... She is well ill. Thanks for letting me share that with you. We don't know what's going to happen. I have to go now. You've got an interval, then you've got the fantastic Bruce Fumey. Are you excited? Yeah. You should be. It's fucking brilliant. Now, I'm going to go. You've been so lovely. Thanks for having me. If you've enjoyed anything that I've said, or if I haven't ruined your night, or if you want to find out what happens with the poo, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Collier. And then if you tweet me, you'll get retweeted by me, and that'll be nice, won't it? Thanks for being delightful. Hope to see you again soon one day. Thank you, Jen.